Samsung Galaxy Watch.
Hey everyone, Untitled here, and today I wanted to talk about the Samsung Galaxy Watch and whether or not it's held up over this past year that I've had it, and whether or not you should buy it in 2020, especially if you are a student. Now right off the bat, I have to say this is a fantastic watch. The build quality is amazing, it's very sturdy, the aesthetics are great, and it is jam-packed with a lot of features. And really, I've used this watch more than I've expected to over this past year. So let's jump in and look at what's really great about this watch and what is bad about this watch. So the battery life on this watch, to me, in my personal opinion, is great. For me, it lasts around 2 to 3 days when the always on display is off. And I think this is definitely enough for my needs as a student, especially. Getting on to the actual design and how well it's lasted over the year. It looks fantastic. It doesn't have any scratches at all. It is very sturdy in my opinion. I've hit it all over the place and it still has no scratches or dents and it's still looking great. And the bezel is still working fine as well. And speaking of the bezel is very satisfying to use. It is very useful because you do not have to actually touch the smartwatch when you want to look at something, and you can just use the bezel. So that's a awesome bonus right there. And this actually leads into a good point about the bezel, which is if you're wearing gloves, which you might in a lab setting, especially as a student, or if you're in whatever setting, this is really great just to have this bezel. Now, I've also used the alarm a lot to wake up, and for me, it's very pleasant compared to using your phone alarm. It's just a vibration and it wakes me up without really startling me, and so it's a fantastic feature there as well that I always use. And speaking of which, I also track my sleep using this watch as well. And so if you're someone who is into that sort of thing or wants to track your sleep, this is your go-to. It's fantastic, and there are apps that can allow you to do this. And so I would definitely recommend it on that standpoint as well. Hey everyone, just popping in just to say that if you're new here, my name is Untitled. I am a first year incoming medical student in Canada, and if you're enjoying this video and you'd like to see more videos like this, especially for students, guides for students, or other experimental videos or tech reviews, make sure to subscribe and like this video. And let's just get back to the video. Now let's get on to something I've used. One of the apps that I really use is the music app. You can control any music you have on your phone, and it's smooth, and it's very easy to use. And really, I don't have to pull out my phone when I'm using this music app. I can easily just take out my watch and just skip to the next track by just tapping. And not only is this good when you're wearing gloves and you don't want to contaminate anything, or when you are busy and you don't want to pull out your phone, especially if your headphones are plugged in. So this watch is fantastic, and I've definitely used it for this as well. In terms of exercising, this is fantastic. It tracks your steps really well, and it's very motivating when you do reach those step goals throughout the day. And all the time you can track your steps because of this. But I've also gone to the gym with the watch, and I've used it to track my workouts, and it works great for that as well. In terms of the heart rate monitor, it's good. There's nothing to complain about, and I'd say the only downside is that the heart rate monitor, if you want it to be continuously tracking your heart rate, it really drains the batteries. The notifications are also very easy to read on the watch. They're big, they're easy to read, and they really save time, so you don't have to pull out your phone. Once again, if you're in a professional setting or if you're in whatever setting, you can easily check whatever it is that you're receiving and quickly respond to it if you want, using voice or using the quick commands that the watch has, such as the OK sign. And that's really great, and it really is a saver of time and reminds me of things to do when I do not pull out my phone. Also, I really like the timer that you can get on the smartwatch, And I've used this a lot as a student to track my studying and to make sure that I am efficient when I'm studying using the smartwatch and making sure that during the times that I set the timer, I'm actually studying. Now, there are cons to this watch though. I know I've been saying that it's super great, fantastic, but to be honest, the selection of apps that are available on the Samsung Watch are very limited. Aside from the things I've talked about, it's pretty limited in its capacities, but that's expected. It's a smartwatch, not a phone, and from what I've used it for, it's been great. So the constant heart rate tracker does drain the battery life a lot, so that's another con in my opinion. Obviously, as technology improves and as battery life improves, that will improve as well, but that is a con. And as well, and speaking of battery life, for those who want an always on display, so when going out or wherever you want to display something on the watch, that drains a lot of battery as well, and that's a con for some. For me, it's not a big deal. I actually like it when it's on its normal watch face, which is just black, and it's fashionable with any attire that you have in that mode, so I'm completely fine with it, but it is a con in that regard. And lastly, I'd say that it is a bit bulky compared to any normal watch. Obviously, this is a smartwatch, but any normal watch, this is a bit on the bulkier side, and it can be a bit ugly depending on who's wearing it. But this is just what happens with new technology. They start bulkier and then they become smaller and thinner and better, as we've seen with smartphones and as we'll see with smartwatches. But I think those are the goods and bads, but I would 100% recommend this watch to someone who's looking to buy it this year, so in 2020. I would still recommend it. I would definitely recommend you to still buy this Galaxy Watch. And if you are a student, for me, it helped me to stay on track. It allowed me to be more efficient with my time, allowed me to wake up better, easier. So many things that I've had help with has been because of this smartwatch, and I would recommend it to any student as well if you are looking for a watch. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.